I'm Joe Reed, and this is Behind the Mic with AudioFile Magazine. Kendra Winchester is piloting AudioFile this week. Hello, Kendra.
Hi, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So, where are we landing today?
So, we are landing with Bibliophobia, which is a memoir
Mm.
by Sarah Chihaya, and it's read by Traci Kato-Kiriyama. And this is one of my favorite memoirs of the year so far. I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, I read the review of it in The Atlantic, and I can't wait to listen or read it. I want to get my hands or ears on it somehow. But I'm so struck by the title because it's bibliophobia, and that is a very interesting use of the suffix phobia.
Yes. And so, in the first part of the memoir, Sarah Chihaya talks about her view of bibliophobia as a fear of books as more of a fear of writing this book because she was under contract for this book, but she's really struggled with her mental health and she felt almost like an albatross around her neck. And so the way that she's able to capture that in the first essay and then move forward is just so brilliant. And each chapter looks at a different book that's really been important to her and to her life. And it's just so moving, and if you love books, if you love audiobooks, this really is a love letter to books, and that's so wonderful.
According to The Atlantic, and I'm being incredibly reductive, so everyone forgive me. It's almost like her writer's block, in some ways, turned into a reading block.
Yes, like, she really struggled, but it seemed like working through the books that had been really important to her and to her life really helped her be able to write again and to really work through, the things that she's experienced in her life.
And when we say she's had mental health issues, she was truly very depressed. She ended up, wasn't she hospitalized for a while?
Yes, yes, and she's had a few different, attempts of suicide as well, so just as a heads up to anyone, but the way that she's able to connect how books have helped her through that was just so meaningful, and I feel like it's very relatable. We've all had very difficult things in our lives as book lovers, and books have been there for us.
Absolutely. And tell me a little bit about Tracy Kato Kiriyama.
I really loved her performance. I was re-listening to parts of it today, and I kept forgetting that this was not Sarah Chihaya performing her own memoir. Like, it was the way that she was able to just weave into the author's perspective just really was such a highlight of the audiobook. And, this book is such a personal book. It's filled with emotion, understandably so, but also love for books, and she just does a phenomenal job of creating that intimate atmosphere, and it's just a beautiful listen.
Yeah, she also narrated The Memory Police, but she's also a writer.
I didn't know that.
So I could see how that would kind of make that narration even more compelling.
Oh, that's lovely. I would definitely have to go check out, what she's written.
Now, what books, just a couple, that have influenced Chihaya that stood out for you?
I really loved her chapter on Anne of Green Gables.
Oh,
I thought that was something that, I didn't grow up with Anne of Green Gables. I watched the miniseries version, but I love the way that she describes how this book was so meaningful to her throughout her life and coming back to it and rereading it, and how, as she got older, it changed the way she viewed it. Another one is The Bluest Eye, and this is one I've seen a lot in media. This is a book that
mhm.
she said ruined her in the best possible way. It was such a meaningful book that it just changed her life forever. And I mean, The Bluest Eye will do that. It's obviously an incredible book, and the way that she describes her experience reading it was just so beautifully written.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I know for me, there are times where I go to books for comfort, and there are times you go to books for exploration, and there are other times, books, maybe expectedly or not, just end up being cathartic.
Yes, I think that's the universality of this book is that we all have books that mean so much to us in different ways. and they get us
Mhm.
through the difficult times in our life, and she repeatedly comes back to her own experience and kind of anchors the different discussions of the different books in her own life in such a brilliant, seamless way that I'm going back through and annotating and flagging and highlighting and doing all of the things because it's so beautifully done.
Well, why don't we hear a little bit? Do you have to set this up?
Yes, so this is where the author's describing the meaning of bibliophobia to her and kind of where she came up with this idea.
Okay, this is Bibliophobia. It's by Sarah Chihaya, and it's read by Traci Kato-Kiriyama.
Bibliophobia is many things. It is about the fear of the idea of books themselves, of particular books I have known, and of a specific unknown and unwritten book, my own. At some point in my dramatic adolescence, I decided that I was allowed to die after I wrote one good book. Sometimes, paradoxically, I thought this one book could be everything. Both the book that saved me, because surely it would make me eternally famous, and the one that killed me. This conviction, irrational though it is, has never left me. One book, I didn't even have to see it in print. The posthumously published work appeals to me, and I would be finished, free.
Yeah, you described it perfectly. She's just telling me.
Yeah,
Tracy is just telling me what's going on.
it's like she's just sitting across from you at a cafe
Mhm.
table, and it's the most beautiful, intimate experience with a book about books. And I can't stop thinking about it ever since I finished it. And I don't know. I'm just, I guess, at a loss for words. It's so beautiful. It's beautifully performed. So, book lovers will love this one.
Absolutely. Bibliophobia, a memoir by Sarah Chihaya, read by Tracy Kato Kiriyama. And yes, as you said, book lovers everywhere take note.
Yes, absolutely.
Kendra, thank you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
This Friday, it's a bonus edition of Behind the Mic, my interview with 2025 Golden Voice, Vikas Adam. He's as charming as he's talented. You will not want to miss it. That's this Friday. Support for Behind the Mic comes from Harper Select, publisher of Karen, A Brother Remembers, written and narrated by Kelsey Grammer. Karen is listed as one of Oprah Daly's most anticipated books of 2025. It's available everywhere you listen to your audiobooks. I'm Jo Reed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.